Yeah, Ray owns a lot of real estate. He was very smart with his money. And we're going to talk about a little bit, this is a business seminar. Ray did a very, very smart thing, but before we talk about that, why don't you just tell a little bit of background, like where you started, where
I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah! There you go. All good things come from Detroit, right? You'd be surprised how many people came from Detroit. You'd be shocked. But Detroit has kind of slid down, so. I live in California now, it's warm, the girls are pretty, more prosperous.
We wish they all could be California girls. You want to switch lanes?
Oh.
We'll switch back.
But that's not on.
It is like this one.
Oh, it is on a minute. Faster, here he goes.
I don't like this one.
I don't like this one. Can you hear me? Testing. Can you hear me?
So you're from Detroit, and what year did you start playing? What was your first band that you were in?
Since I'm only 36,
Go with it, Ray.
Okay, yeah.
go with it. I played with a group called Spinners when I was 13 years old. I used to tour with a group called Spinners. Did 14 Marvin Gaye and Gladys Knight and Chris. It's a long time.
I didn't even know that.
So you didn't know
I
that?
didn't know that.
There's a lot you don't know about.
I know a lot.
There's a lot you don't know. You weren't around the first 2 years.
That's true.
Yeah. But then I grew up and I ended up playing with Stevie Wonder, going on tour to Rolling Stones. Anybody heard of Rolling Stones? Stevie Wonder, those guys? So I did the 72 Rolling Stones tour playing guitar. What I do is play the guitar, by the way. I can sing too, but I got famous for playing the guitar.
Right, he got famous for playing guitar, which,
I can really play the guitar.
well, we're going to see him play guitar. He's going to
I
play.
play the guitar.
And so you played with Stevie Wonder at 72, you toured with them.
And
then when-
you had to say the year, didn't you?
You said it.
I did.
I wouldn't have known that.
Okay, I'm sorry. But anyway, so I'm a little older than that. But I'm still in good shape.
Yes, you are. You look good. Hey, how are your shoulders?
My shoulders, yeah.
Anyway,
They're not sore anymore.
They're not
Got the
sore
shot.
you got a cortisone shot. I get cortisone shots in my shoulders too before I go take the cuffs. Anyway, so then, and what was your first hit? Was Ghostbusters the first hit song?
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's what I thought. What was your
I
first
got
hit song?
7 gold and platinum albums before Ghostbusters. And I wrote a lot of hit songs for Barry White, Shaka Khan, Nancy Wilson, Patti LaBelle, a bunch of people, New Edition. So I had a good career.
Yes, you did.
I got my first hit record at 18 years old. And even though business was good when I was younger, I really messed up on one song. There was one song, I don't know if, for those of you who remember songs from the 70s, I wrote a tune called You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. I wrote it, I played the guitar, put all the instruments together. My name is on the record nowhere. I was a teenager, I didn't know what I was doing. I came to California and all these greasy, slimy, slick people, they took advantage of me. But, so that's how I learned how not to do things wrong.
Okay, good.
And ever since then, I've been getting my money.
Do you own all the rights to your songs?
I own all the rights to all
He
this.
never gave up the rights to his songs. That is the key in the industry.
You should work at a job at McDonald's and keep the rights to your songs. Because that's the goose that makes the golden egg.
Yeah.
Don't sell the goose. Yeah.
So what was your first, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing was your first hit song?
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Also, You Got the Love by Shaka Khan.
You Got the Love by Shaka Khan. What was your, where you sang?
Well, I sang my first hit was called Jack and Jill. Jack on the sun. Why do you think Jack snuck down the hill? He needed love he couldn't get from Jill. So 2 million records, and I was really young, 22 at the time, and it was wonderful.
And did you like to party back then?
I love the party. I never did alcohol, never did drugs, never smoked a joint until last year I went to Amsterdam, where it's legal. And I tried it for the first time.
Last year was the first
It
time?
was the first time I smoked a joint last year.
Wow, how was
I
that?
actually took a video of myself on the floor choking. And people at Amsterdam thought I was crazy. It's like, what's wrong with him? He only had one puff. I inhaled. They said, first of all, I just went like that. The lady says, inhale, inhale. So I inhaled. That was a whole nother trip. I was on the floor. So I don't know. That's my first and last joint. I'm not doing that.
Wow, so you didn't really get into the whole drug thing back then?
No, I let everybody else do that. Especially the girls, you know, it's cool with the girls because they like to do the cocaine and weed and all that stuff. And you used to say, like, oh yeah, man, I'm really high. Throw it on the floor and do whatever you gotta do.
Really?
And they would do other things once they got high, but I had to be sober. Sober is the way.
Sober is the way. I don't drink anymore either. I've been drinking since Guns N' Roses. No, that's not true. 90. Honey, when did we stop drinking? We did. We stopped together.
That's good.
What was it like?
Teamwork.
I drank all my alcohol in 4 years with Guns N' Roses. You get a certain amount of drinks for your lifetime. I used the whole my
Oh, rock and roll does that.
Yeah, it does.
Did you ever smoke?
Smoke what? Cigarettes?
Yeah.
I smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day.
Oh.
And wait, I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day and dipped at the same time. I did it during Guns N' Roses because I could not stay up. We were up 20 to 22 hours a day and the nicotine kept me going. It is the hardest thing in the world to quit, but I quit right after Guns N' Roses, but I haven't done anything in like 20 years. But smoking was the thing that I kind of just had to do to keep awake. An interesting story. After I quit for years and years and years, I went to a bachelor party with a friend of mine, and he said, someone was passing around a little bit of Skoal, a little bit of, what's that called? Tobacco, chewing tobacco. And I put it in between my lips, and within 2 minutes, I was green and so sick to my stomach. So that's how poisonous it is, because my body was now pure of it. And they said, quit smoking.
Well, I used to stay up 3-4 days at a time to finish music with nothing.
Really?
Well, I'm just excited because everything was so cool.
Right, you were living on the
I
high.
was living on the high.
That's good. Okay, so Jack and Jill was your first hit. What was your second hit?
Can't change that.
You can't change that? Oh, he's gonna sing that tonight.
I was on new on the guitar. So.
After You Can't Change That, another hit.
Yeah, 2 places at the same time for those who like the real movies, not just like you do. I'm in love with the other one.
I'm in love with the other
This one I
one.
got bad.
Uh-huh.
I still can't get over loving you. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of songs. Mr. Telephone Man.
Mr. Telephone Man from New Edition, right? Yep, you wrote that?
I wrote that.
I knew that. So he has all these things, and he kept all the money. He lives in a very nice house in Calabasas. We go there often, and but Ray made a lot of money in real estate.
And I spent a lot of money, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't let him tell you that I was a genius. I mean, I come from a poor background, so I probably spent, I bet you I threw away about $40 million.
$40 million.
Yes, sir. I mean, I wish I had some of that. I mean, I kept a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but I think I pissed off about $40.
Really?
I mean, girls getting pregnant, babies.
Yeah, Ray has this thing.
And one time, not really, one time I had 6 kids, then they invented DNA and I went down a few. But that was $1 million later. I'm just saying. You want the truth, right? This is a business thing. You can't tell the truth.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is, you know, he was a young kid, made it big. Think of this, he was a young kid, made it big, and he got a lot of money at 18 years old.
Yeah.
So, you know, you make some mistakes, but...
No, you make a lot of mistakes.
Okay, you
I
make a
bought
lot of
way
mistakes.
too many cars, way too many houses. I just tell you, I didn't do any drugs, no divorcing, none of that stuff. Just the girls.
But not anymore?
No,
Married for a very long time? You're good now?
I just look. There's pretty girls. I have a bunch of pretty girls. I just look. Pictures, kiss them on the cheek. That's it. It's cheap that way.
You're my man.
Yes.
You got that, right? Feel it.
And then after all those hit songs, then 1984 happens. And what happens in 1984?
Well, you know what? I retired in 1982.
Oh!
Yes.
Then
Because my mom and dad got sick.
Oh, okay.
And
Tell about that.
As much as, you know, it's interesting. That's why you guys, we're talking about a business center. You really need to make a lot of money because you never know what's going to happen in your life to make you not make no more money no more. That makes sense. I mean, you can break your leg, you can get sick, anything. In my case, my mom and dad got sick. And I really love my mom and dad more than anything. So I couldn't think of any songs, I couldn't think of anything. I just want to go back to Detroit and spend time with my mom and dad. So I retired at 29 years old, let's say. And I let everything go. And I learned so much retiring at 29. Because I was making so much money, I was putting it in the pot, and there were like some holes at the bottom. And I didn't see the holes at the bottom because I was pouring so much in the top. And once you start pouring it at the top, all the holes at the bottom, everybody is stealing money at the bottom, they don't get to steal it anymore. So then you say, well, how come you got, you're fine, you're fine. And everybody who tells you that they love you, they don't really love you. They love you because you're paying them. And it's the first time in your life, if you have a really nice career that's been going on for years, it's the first time in your life when you stop touring and you stop working and you're not that money machine anymore, that you realize that everybody who said they love you, they don't quite love you. You know, there were people telling me, hey, I'm sorry your mom got sick. Go to Detroit for the weekend, come back and finish on Monday. I'm like, no, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm gonna stay here like 2 years.
Right.
Yeah. And I'll never forget the record company I was signed with, they fined me, I think it was $800 a day, every day, including Thanksgiving and Christmas, for like 2 years. Wow. For being late. So I wrote them a check. I forgot, it was a big money, it was like $400. Yeah, it was painful. It was a painful check. I wrote them a check and said, I'm out.
So you paid the record company off, basically.
I paid them off to stop this madness, because I wasn't about to make a record.
That's great.
And